When I saw vehicles in that first Tears of the Kingdom trailer, honestly, I thought maybe they broke Legend of Zelda. Like, honestly, I just can't imagine a world where there's vehicles. Like, who would make these vehicles? And was there some small auto shop out there in Hyrule that we weren't aware of? None of this really added up to me, and I kind of felt like maybe they went too far this time, and the game was gonna kind of suck. This morning, we saw the gameplay trailer, and all of those fears were put to bed. But I guarantee you, there's going to be another fear that comes out of this trailer. Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom finally got a gameplay trailer. I know that's something a lot of people wanted. It was a full, 13 minutes, almost 14-minute trailer, and showing a lot of the new abilities that are there. And of course, everyone's going to be talking about the fuse ability, I feel like, because that's a lot. Just in that little bit alone, we learned that yes, the weapon durability is back, which a lot of people are not going to be happy about. But we also learned that you can just basically create your own weapons out of anything, which I think is a really cool idea. You can then also create, vehicles, and all of the vehicles that we saw in the other trailers were ones that you can make, not that were there before. There's something that you can actually do. So there's this level of crafting now, and not in that typical sense. I mean, literally, you find stuff and you can fuse it together. That is awesome and crazy at the same time. We also learned that Rewind is obviously one of his new powers, and we all kind of thought that was there. The two that we were pretty sure were there was the Rewind ability and the Ascend ability, which is basically if there's a ceiling or roof somewhere, Link can basically pass through it with this ability. We didn't know anything about the fuse ability, and so that's why it was kind of cool to see that. We also saw a couple new monsters that we've never fought before, and we learned all the usefulness of everything. Like I said, the fuse ability I think is going to be massive. When you think about what they were doing in the trailer with the arrows and fusing it to the eyeballs or to the elements, or even like the mushroom and the shield. Wow, like that was really cool. I honestly had a smile on my face. I usually hate most of the fake reactions that people have when they watch the trailers and people are screaming and crying and everything. Honestly, it's just not me, and I think it's fake. But I legitimately was cussing in a good way, a very good way. But one thing I did notice about the gameplay trailer that had me a little concerned was the performance. It looked kind of bad. And I understand that's gonna be the thing a lot of people are gonna talk about, especially once the newness wears off, Once we've seen this is what the game's capable of. This is what is in the game, and this is what Link looks like now. This is what the world kind of looks like now. And honestly, instead of being somebody who is just going to bash it, I was trying to find reasons why it was kind of pixelated and had that really thick Vaseline smear on it. And if you look, especially around the edges of Link while he's moving in this trailer, it really does look, really bad. I'm concerned, honestly. Now, at first I thought, okay, when he was standing there, it looked normal. Everything looked fine. Then when he was running, I thought, okay, well, that's because he sped up. And there is kind of this distortion effect when you are on the horse and you're galloping and you're going pretty quick. And even flying through the sky, I noticed, especially when he was back in the Sky Islands, it looked better. But as soon as he went back into grass, it started again. And I feel like maybe this is not something we have to worry about. Now, hear me out. Honestly, I think maybe it had to do with the connection. It looked like it was almost buffering in, but not from the Switch. I mean from a stream. I know I've seen this happen with YouTube videos before, so I'm curious if that's what happened. I don't know. I can't say, and it makes me wonder okay, well, if this gigantic company with obviously hundreds of millions of dollars riding on this game, why would they not produce the best product possible? That doesn't make sense to me, but I don't know. I'm slightly concerned. I'll put it that way. But honestly, only slightly, because I know that they worked with this engine before, and this is sort of something they've definitely been used to. And it was in dock mode, so it wasn't utilizing the OLED screen, which I'm very spoiled by. Anytime I play a different Switch that is not an OLED Switch, I completely can tell the difference. And maybe that was it. Maybe I just haven't really played anything outside of handheld mode, and I don't. 99% of my gaming is handheld mode, and 100% of it on the Switch is handheld. I don't mess with docking at all. At least not since my college days. do yourself a favor and don't look further into that joke if you didn't get it. Anyway, the other thing that I want to talk about is the Nintendo Switch itself, the limited edition one that we had saw a package for, and everyone was pretty sure it was fake after a while. I think it was Zach from Switchforce that actually pointed out that it was fake, and his explanation of how it was fake was pretty valid to me, and I kind of bought his theory on that, but it seems like no, it was actually real, and we're gonna get it within a month, actually. It's coming out the 28th of next month, so yeah, exactly a month from now, which is kind of weird that it's gonna drop a couple weeks before the actual game, but whatever. I know I personally am not gonna get it. We know there's another Switch on the way. I don't really feel like, I don't have that kind of money. I know that there's some people out there that want to collect, every single Switch, and they have all sorts of money like that. I don't got that kind of money. I'm saving up for a Steam Deck right now, so I definitely don't have that sort of money. But it does look really cool, and I'm sure, 100% positive that the NEMA in 5 years is going to be like, oh, I wish I would have bought that, because now it's worth $1,000 or something. I'm sure it's going to be something like that, It always is. You don't have the money at the time to buy the limited edition, then you definitely don't have the money in a couple years or a decade when it's super priced out. So, rich get richer kind of thing. But anyway, I do think it's cool, and I do think it's interesting that we actually did see it. But I also think that you don't get the game with it. I don't know. I didn't see anywhere where it said that, and I might be wrong. I saw the trailer for it once, and it was 30 seconds long. I didn't pay that much attention to it. Yeah, I just looked at the way it looked. I didn't see any writing or anything. But honestly, I think that's kind of crappy. If you buy a limited edition console and you don't get the game... That's a bit ridiculous, right? I don't know. I didn't see where you get the game, but maybe I'm wrong. And the fact that it comes out 2 weeks before, but maybe they give you a code for a digital version, which there again, this is going to be a game that I'm going to hold off on buying until I can buy a physical copy, which is crazy for me, right? But I'm still going to go that route because I would much rather have it in physical. Just like that's another reason I wouldn't buy the console, because the console is probably, if it comes with the game, it's going to be a digital code. You're going to have to buy a physical copy, which is another $70 if you are the collector type. Now, I'll tell you, if you are somebody who's really held off on getting an OLED, this would be the time to buy, I would think. That would be perfect, honestly. We know that it's going to survive. We know that the Switch OLED is going to be around for a while. Now, are there going to be expansions? Are there going to be new consoles? Probably. Most likely. But we have heard enough, and we know that they probably wouldn't just drop the Switch right now. So, yeah, you probably could survive off your OLED for all, or use the OLED as a trade-in on the next Switch. With it being the Zelda one, I bet you'd get quite a bit more money for it. So, I don't know. That's just what I would do. I'm not trying to give you any financial advice or anything, but I've already planned on using my current Switch as, trade-in fodder. I digress. I'm getting off on a whole other topic. But anyway, I think we had an amazing Zelda day, and it was really cool to see all this stuff that we had heard about, it rumored, and now actually being able to see the gameplay. Tears of the Kingdom, I think it's going to be the game of the year. Honestly, the crazy amount of stuff you can do just with the fuse ability alone, let alone that other one called Ultra Hand, where you can kind of manipulate the fuse that you put together, the fusings that you put together. Just really crazy. I think this game is going to be awesome. We did not learn anything more about the story, and that's to be expected, and I'm glad about that, to be honest. I don't really want to know much about the game. I want to go into it the same way I went into Breath of the Wild. No idea what was going on. No clue. Discovered as I went. We did see, for all those that did notice, the dragons are back, so that was pretty cool. There was a lot in there, and I'm sure there's going to be people who really break down this game trailer way more than I am. I was just really happy to see it, and I'm excited. We only got about 6 weeks left, maybe 5 weeks? I think it's more 5-6 weeks. I'm excited for Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It can't come quick enough. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts about Legend of Zelda. Are you excited for it? After looking at all the polls that I've done on favorite characters, I'm pretty sure you all are. Let me know if you guys are going to pick it up day one. What are your thoughts on this trailer? Are you more excited or less excited? Or, are you worried about the performance? Is that something that is going to be maybe a problem? I don't know. Let's talk about anything and everything down there in the comment section. And if something gets enough buzz, we'll do a video on it. So anyway, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.